Wow, there is so much gold that we have to split it up into 2 episodes. So make sure that you listen to this full episode and then check next week for the second half. Welcome to the Social Circle, where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into reality. I'm Candace, and this is
Jennifer. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world. We really appreciate your time. And I am like bouncing over here. I have so many jitters from our guest speaker that we're having today. I'm excited because I've met her in person, and I'm just excited, girl. I just can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited too. She is a mentor and a friend and somebody that we respect as a female entrepreneur. We are going to have Dr. Guinevere Stasio.
She lived a good life, and
Ugh.
she's got 2 different school communities for her Wealthy Her community. It's amazing. I enjoy it because she's all about empowering women to move forward, to take that scary step and turn something that you love doing into a business for yourself that is profitable. And I think a lot of the times we get stuck, right? We just don't know what we don't know. And so we
Mm.
kind of sit spinning our wheels thinking, I have so much I want to share, but I don't know how to get it out. That's where her 2 communities just really come into play. As a student of hers, I think it has been extremely empowering for myself. The
And
length of time it's taken, I'm just like, thank God. It
well,
doesn't have to
right,
happen overnight.
for sure. But also, Jennifer, that's why we started our school community. So also, we have her to thank for that. So, anyways, without further ado,
I am a giant fan of yours. I met you in real life in 2023. It was an all-encompassing moment for me because I am still a working mom. I work 40 hours a week with kids, 2 kids under 6 right now. And when I heard how you got started, you've been online in the digital world for a while. I heard your story of how you got your beginnings while you were being a doctor of audiology. I related so much to that, and I felt so connected with you. Let me know a little bit more about how you were getting started, because that was probably my favorite part when I was hearing where you were to where you are today.
here you
I
are.
almost like sometimes don't remember. I have to make a list somewhere because I don't remember how. So I'll tell you, I think this is important. I will tell you how I found entrepreneurship because it was kind of by accident. And I think that's really important because I don't think we talk about that enough, how like there are people out there who don't know what entrepreneurship is. Like
Yes.
we're in the world, right? So we hear it like all the time, but there's so many people who don't know. So I was working in an office, I was working for a boss, and I had just had a baby. I was about a week away from coming back into the office. He called me up and he was like, "Hey, I'm not going to pay you $15,000 of your salary. Like we're gonna reduce your salary by $15,000, but I'll see you in a week."
Oh my God.
And I was
Slap in the
like,
face.
I hung up the phone and I was like, did that just like, can that happen?
Right?
Did that just happen? And I can remember exactly where I was. I was sitting on the couch. I was nursing my baby. Like she was 5 weeks old, and all those things as a new mom, like you're getting ready to bring your baby to a daycare. You've never done that before. Now that like strangers are taking care of your kids, like all the emotions. And then
Yeah.
that. So when I went back into the office, and I didn't know about entrepreneurship yet, but I basically begged my boss. I was like, listen, um, I can't do that. Basically, it cost me that much to put my kid in daycare for me to work here.
Right.
So we need to figure something out. And long story short, there was no figuring out.
Oh,
But
Long story short, everything happens for a reason.
long story short, what a great lesson.
Right.
And it was, and here's why. Because I was like, I wasn't even really thinking like, can I get another job? That wasn't even like a thought because I went to school, I did the thing, I got the degree, like I have a job. Why would I like look for another job? But coincidentally, I just was on Facebook scrolling and I just saw my friend talking about essential oils. And I was like, what are
Mm.
these essential oils? She's like, oh, when I had my baby, I wanted to have toxin-free home. And I was like, oh, I started thinking about my baby. And I was like, I should probably do that. And I didn't know it at the time, but she was in network marketing. And that's how I got started. I was like, network
Right.
marketing. what is this thing?
I think we all got started in
Pretty
one
much.
way, shape, or form with network
Mine was
marketing.
jewelry,
Oh
selling
yeah.
Right. I
jewelry.
was
That was
pampered
me.
chef and powders, proteins, and like
Here we go.
whatever that's you
Pills
know,
and powders and
pills
protein.
and powders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that. Like, yeah. So I think all three of us
Yeah.
started in
And
some
like
form of an MLM.
Yes.
people knock MLMs all the time, right? In fact, what was I watching? I was watching the show Hacks. Have you watched Hacks at all on HBO? It's really
Not
funny.
yet.
You guys would love that show. Not an ad. Um, but they were out to dinner and like the skit, they were talking, the mom was like, honey, I found this new like income source. And the daughter was like, Mom, that's not an MLM, is it? And the mom was like, I don't think so. And she goes, that's a pyramid scheme. And I'm like, oh my God, this whole like, narrative that we've built around MLMs. MLMs are pyramid schemes. I'm like, you guys, this is not it. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse.
I
But
mean, there are successful people in MLMs. I don't knock them. I know very success. It's just with anything, anything you try. I mean, it's like affiliate marketing. There's successful
yeah,
people with one, like a product with affiliate marketing.
yeah,
It's a,
it's just an avenue.
it is.
Yep.
I don't like it. I don't like it personally because I just feel like, ugh, it just makes me feel icky.
The
I'm
coolest thing too is
grateful.
you don't have to like it. And I love that you're grateful for having found it because I'm
Yeah.
grateful for having found MLM period and then realizing that wasn't my
Yeah.
preference.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jennifer.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's such a good point because everyone's always like, I want to sell something online and this thing that I sell, it has to be like, it has to be the thing and I'm going to do it like and that's not true, right? The first thing that you ever sell online like is probably going to be the first thing that you ever sell online and it's probably going to change down the line to something different and something different and something different. So, you know, but
Yeah.
what that did for me though is that like started the personal what's the word for that
It's
brain
a journey, right?
yeah
You
just like your
moving along.
It
personal
got you thinking about what else there was. What
yes
else was out there?
opened up my
Yeah.
eyeballs you know and so that was like a very long stint spent like 7 years in network marketing and at some point tried to do my own coaching and hired my first coach. I mean like if you guys look at any possible way that you can learn or earn online, I have paid for all of them. So, like,
I gave you a goog, sis.
oh
Just saying.
gosh.
And you got a few LinkedIn's
Oh
and you got a
gosh.
couple pages.
There's so much out
Don't we
there.
all?
Well diversified, Miss Gwen.
Yeah.
Somewhat embarrassing. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
not. It's not embarrassing because, oh my gosh. I mean, I've only been at this specifically for 3 years, right? Before that, military. So completely different mindset. But I I haven't changed, right? I'm still the same person inside. I'm better. I'm more better, I think,
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
more
We're all better.
self-aware.
Yeah.
I'm more
Yeah.
better.
Mo better.
Um, but it's you have to try things. You have to try things and you have to figure out if it's something you like. We talk about this a lot because there are people that will buy a course or will buy something or like we started with a course and I feel well we both Jennifer and I have said that you get this one thing and you're just so freaking excited about it and you want to tell everybody about it and I think you don't actually pay attention to the education because you're so like, "Oh my gosh, this great thing and it can make me money.
Yeah.
Cool. I
Yeah.
don't even need to finish this education."
Yes.
Like it, you have to try things. You have to learn. You have to fail a lot.
It's like saying you've read a book, but you actually didn't read the last chapter. You're like, yeah, I read that book. And they're like, oh, you
Or
read the book?
Right.
my teenage daughter will say, "Oh, I've seen that movie." And I'm like, "Oh, you did?" "Well, no, I've seen TikTok clips of it." I'm like, that's what?
It's not the same.
It's not
Not at
the
all.
same,
It's not the
but
same.
I digress.
Yeah.
And so drawing us back into the original conversation. Sorry, ladies.
That's what I
You had
do.
been trying to figure it out, right? You had that odd conversation and then you're like, "Well, now what?" What
Yeah.
was your mindset moment then? Because I feel like that was like a pivotal, I got to figure this shit out right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a deal with myself. I was like, okay. I was like, this is it. The realization was that I wasn't in charge of my time and I wasn't in charge of my money. And like to add on to that is that like somebody that I didn't even, I don't want to say care about, but someone in my life who like he wasn't a family
Didn't
member,
matter.
he didn't care about me for sure.
For sure.
Um, he was in charge of that, and I was like, hold up. Like
Right.
Right.
that's not how this works, you know? And that's that pivotal moment of like, okay, so there has to be another way. And I made a deal. I was
Mhm.
like, as soon as you can figure out how to make money doing whatever else you decide to do, and you're making the same amount that you make in the office, you can leave your job. So I was
Mhm.
like, mission forward. It was like,
Beeline.
Yeah.
we're going. And honestly, like I had no experience at that point. So I didn't know how long it took people to like make an income. I had literally no idea. I had no one saying like I went in 6 months and made six figures. Like there was
Mhm.
no preface for me. So I just kind of went like
Mhm.
full on blinders on, and I'm just realizing that that's a really important part of my story because there's so much online now where we have people telling us, oh, you can make 10K in 2 months. So everyone's like, I could
Yep.
make 10K in 2 months. And then they
Right.
don't. And they're like, wait,
This
well,
is
that thing
stupid. This
sucks.
doesn't
Yeah,
work. Yeah.
this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, what? So,
This
so
doesn't work.
mother,
There's 87 chapters of this, and I only read 3 of them, but this doesn't work.
it
Like,
doesn't
what?
work. You're
I've
like,
been doing
huh?
this for 3 days.
Well,
Back
I can
up.
tell you, it didn't take me 3 days and it didn't take me 6 months and it took me 3 years.
Mm.
3 years to make a income that I could leave my office job and like go home and support myself with. So that's a very long time, technically, right? That's a
It
Right.
very
is.
long
Yeah.
time um, in this day and age where people talk about, you know, six figures in 6 months. Um,
Right.
so
And how
and that's
easy it
possible too.
is.
How easy it is. I'll tell you what, that shit was hard. Like newborn baby, staying up way past my bedtime. I mean, I
Mhm.
did all the things wrong. I gave myself adrenal fatigue because I pushed myself way, way too far past my limits. Like, but,
And as a new mom,
and as a new
that's,
mom,
yeah.
yeah, like I can tell you our relationship, like there was definitely resentment in our relationship because it felt like I was, you know, doing all the things and my husband was at
Mhm.
home because he just started firefighting. There was so much that happened in that time frame, good and bad, but I learned a lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
I learned
I
a
can
lot.
for
totally
sure.
relate to that. I think
Me too.
it's been about 3 years for me right now, and we are we have not hit our profit numbers that we were hoping to have hit at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
However, in the relationship side of all of this, I can say that my husband has had more frustration with me not having hit my profits that I
Mm,
wanted to hit early on. And he's very irritated and he's like, "Why are you spending so much time into something that isn't giving you the profit return?" And
I know.
in my response, I'm saying, you're not in my shoes, number one. You're not attempting to do what I'm attempting to do. Therefore, my level is not going to be what you expect it to be. And I wish I could walk you through this, but because your mindset is all about, I have to put in the time to get the paycheck, I can't have that conversation with you. It's a very difficult conversation to have. I
Yeah.
can still put in my 40 hours, collect a paycheck, and on the side of that, put in the time and not earn a paycheck because
Yeah.
I know it
And
will
be a
eventually
mom and do all the
and be a mom.
PTA things and do the crafts and make
All
the
the stuff.
dinners and do all the birthday parties. You do a lot of stuff, Jennifer. You do
And
a lot of
I
stuff.
think that's where so many in relationship status wise, if there's a partner who doesn't support you, you give in or you give up on
Right.
yourself
Right.
way sooner than you should.
It's
And I
Yeah.
tough.
think it's frustrating, it hurts, and it's like I'm letting someone down that I was doing this for to help support or, make life better, and it
Mhm.
just hasn't worked yet. Dig in is my advice on that. I would say that's something, and I think I follow you for that because you have a whole wealth of knowledge on your human design and wealth and mindset and all of those great things, which I love. I appreciate it because it
Mhm.
is really, you have to rewire your brain to
Mhm.
allow yourself to entertain the idea I can make $10,000. If I remember you had a post, if you can't manage $1,000, what makes you think you can manage a
Yeah.
100,000, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's something that it's all mindset in my personal opinion. And a lot of people in the world don't have that decision making mindset to say, I'm not going to work for someone else for the next 50 years. I'm going to work for myself. I need to have the income now because I have bills to pay now. And that's their priority, which
Mhm.
is logical.
Mhm.
However, you can be a little delulu
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
start to
for
think,
real.
I can make my time and make my money by doing something for me that I can earn an income with. And
Mhm.
I love you for that because that's where I learned the most from you is your mindset shifts and things like that.
Yeah.
Mhm. For sure. Yes. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. And Gwen goes live in her community, and I love going to the lives because I always walk away with a little bit more mental clarity.
Oh,
Even if
good.
it's not like I learned how to do this carousel today because you walked us
Yeah.
through carousels a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, I learned how to do this carousel. It's more of like, wow, okay, that just unlocked another piece of the puzzle in my brain. I always say that to Charlie, to my husband. I walk away with like another little tiny, it's just a tiny
You're like,
tiny jigsaw puzzle piece
yes.
in this very large thing that's missing up here. Like all the pieces are missing, but it's just very small, but it helps. And it's just filling in those blanks of, I needed somebody, like I knew it, but I needed somebody to say it in such a way that it got through to me.
Yeah.
You were granted permission.
Yeah.
It's like a
And
genie.
mindset, tell us, because
Oh my gosh.
everybody that listens to the pod knows that we
We
are
have a whole series.
mindset, our community. That's where you start when you come into it because we feel like that's the most important.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about having the right mindset, walking into this, not with that, I'm going to make $1 million.
Mhm.
Like, what do you think about the mindset piece in this business as an entrepreneur, in the digital world, however?
First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Um, mindset. I would never be where I am today without mindset. Like
Mm,
it is, and the hard part about mindset is that people can show up online and be like, I'm going to teach you mindset. And for us, like non-aware that mindset is even a thing, people, you're like, I don't need mindset. I need strategy. Give me the how
mhm,
to. And so that's how I drove myself into adrenal fatigue was I was like, mindset, poo poo. No, no. Just tell me how to do this. I need step one, step two, step three. And I searched and I bought and I consumed and I learned like all the strategy. I read every book for 7 years and I was like, why? Like, why isn't this working? And it wasn't until I started to really understand like how my brain works, how our brains work, how we're
mhm,
like predisposed to believe certain things. And unless you are like what Jennifer said earlier, like the awareness of like, oh, I can change my internal beliefs. I can change my external beliefs. In fact, I need to change those beliefs in order for me to be able to, move into the next area of growth. What?
mhm,
So everyone attacks mindset when once you become aware that like mindset needs to happen. I think
Mm.
everyone attacks it differently. I'm a huge Joe Dispenza fan. Like his books just resonate with me. He takes the science and puts it into the woo woo and like
the
brings it
woo
all
woo.
together so that it's easy for you to understand. And I have like a very analytical way of thinking. So I think
Mhm.
it's my dad's an engineer, and I think that's like I get some of that. I'm like, I need to know how this works. You can't just tell me
Mhm.
like, just show up and it'll be magical unicorns. No, like I need to know what's physically happening in my body.
Right.
Um, and once you unlock that, like, I don't know, idea or like exploration, I feel like you become obsessed with figuring it out. And really, I think that's the only way to kind of like lead yourself to success in anything is you just have to become obsessed with the outcome or the desire that you want, and you have to just go for it without wavering, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That yes. Oh my gosh. That you hit it right on the head. You mentioned something about how you're pre-designed, you're predetermined. You and I connect a lot when it comes to human design. I love talking about human design and
You.
just how you are literally born to be the person that you are. And if you don't know what human design is, you could check out my threads. I did a whole 30-day thing about it. There's a place where you can get your own human design. You just have to know your place and time of birth and your date and all that. So you got to have the time. It doesn't have to be exact, but roundabout. But I love that. And that blew my mind when I learned it. What was that, Jennifer? Like a year ago?
Yeah.
Um, I was listening to a Jenna Kutcher podcast, I believe, and heard somebody on there, and I was like, "Dang, this is weird." And then when I looked at my human design, it was spot on.
It's always like, oh my God, how did you know so much about me?
It was spot on. And then I did Charlie, and it was spot on. I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, this is
Yeah.
weird." And
Yeah.
that's when I started to explore it more, but it's a not just the human design. Just this whole journey in general is a self-awareness journey
Hmm.
Mhm.
because you're showing up online, millions of people possibly are going to see you and what
Yeah.
you're doing. You have to be confident in what you're doing and being able to stand 10 toes down in what you're saying.
Hmm.
And that is kind of what Jennifer, bringing it back to your employee mindset, Jennifer, and your entrepreneur mindset,
Hmm.
because that's a
I
big
think
shift
that's
as well.
It's a huge shift, and Gwen has played a lot of that for me,
Yeah.
realizing, a lot of these different little mental things I needed to change for myself. Not only, and I'm like you, Gwen, analytical.
Yeah.
I have to learn it and know it and understand it before I can apply it. And I
Yes.
was like you too. I bought, I think, 4 different kinds of courses trying to learn digital marketing, not understanding that marketing is connecting to community first. And
Yeah.
that was something that went over my head like a freaking jet. And
Yeah.
it just did not work for me. And I think that's leading me. I think we're jumping around a little bit, but I think my follow up statement would be your ability to take your human design and connect with your audience is what makes your email marketing skills
Mm.
amazing. They
Oh
Oh,
are
my gosh.
fire, girl. I
This
read
woman,
your emails and I'm just like, oh, you're in my brain today. Get out of
gosh,
my brain.
that's so good to
y'all,
hear.
this woman is the queen. I love getting your
Email
emails.
marketing
I
queen
love
right
you.
I
here.
love getting your
Oh.
emails. Love getting them. Love seeing them because it's not like, oh, another email.
Yeah.
Another spammy email. No, it's like
Not at
oh,
all.
let's see what Gwen's doing today. What's
Yeah.
Gwen gonna talk about? So
That's
I
so
feel the
good to
same.
know. Can I tell you like a little bit about how I kind of
Please.
came to that realization?
Please.
Yes.
So, like I said, I was looking for the how-to and the strategy. I'm like, there has to be, I'm missing a step somewhere. Like, someone didn't tell me some things. Like, why are you gatekeeping? I was so mad at all the coaches. I was like, why are you gatekeeping this information? They weren't. It's fine. I just hadn't realized it yet. But the realization that I had was that the most important part about showing up online, whether you have something to sell yet or not, is truly in how you connect to people, how you talk to people. And that is marketing, right? But
Mhm.
marketing has this like gross feel to it. I think we're kind of, I don't know what the word, it feels like there's just like this gross layer to it. Kind of like some people feel like that about network marketing. Like there's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a
Sleazy,
slimy, I think when
sleazy,
people,
oily greaseman.
yeah, like when you think about being marketed to, I think you do think about the car salesman. And
Mhm.
there are marketers like that. And you know what? Like
Salesy.
it works for them.
Salesy is what I call them. Ugh.
Yeah. And you can kind of just feel it. Like, being online and getting DMs from people now, I'm sure you guys see this all the time. Like you could just tell when someone's going to pitch you in a DM. Like you could tell by the
Yeah.
first line that they send you, you're like, what are you going to sell me?
Right.
Right.
What are
What
you
do you
gonna
want?
Oh, hey Gwen, I really love your content. It's so lovely. I'm just wondering, are you doing anything with emails right now?
Yes, I am actually. Would you like to come
Right.
over to my course? I can show
Interesting
you.
question. What? Like, but truly though, like it's marketing. So it does depend on how we approach that. And there are people who teach good marketing and there are people who teach bad marketing.
Yeah.
But it was really putting myself in my audience's shoes. Like every time that I show up and being like, what kind of email would I want to read today? What kind of how would I want to receive this information? I don't Nobody wants to be sold to.
Mm-mm.
We all like to
Mm-mm.
buy things, but
Right.
no one wants to be sold to. Like we want to make our own decision, come to the own realization, feel like we're going to get a transformation because we made the decision, not because someone was like, it's 10.99 and you should get yours today before this offer ends. But that's how some people market.
Yeah.
And again,
No,
it works for some people.
we've all gotten the emails, but yours, like when I read your emails, I can feel your story, your heart and
Your
soul and your
humanity.
energy. And I think a lot, I know that I have treated my email list like an afterthought, especially after switching email
Ugh,
providers and that whole thing. And then I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm not going to try and do this again right now." But it's so important. And a lot of people forget about it, but it's only important if you do it in the right way. And
Hmm.
I think you're killing it, ma'am.
Well, thank
And
you.
I'm not like the professional or anything, but I love your
Well,
emails
oh,
sincerely.
let's take that back. I mean, you are the professional because let's just say, like, you could be an ideal audience member for me, right? So
Yeah.
you are the professional in a way. You're the one who's going to tell me this is shit, Gwen, or this is great. Like, um,
That is true. Check out Gwen. She lived a good life. We'll link her in the show notes.
Definitely hit subscribe to come back for more.
Thanks everybody for listening. Have a great
Thank
week.
you. You two have a great week.
That
that's
is very true.
important.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
that's the
mean,
thing that a lot of us, I think, when we're trying this whole field, I remember one creator of mine, not mine, but in another mentor group I was in, saying, "I don't want to do XYZ. I have
mhm.
no passion for it. I have zero interest in talking about it."
Next week, we will continue the conversation with Gwen and getting into more of the fun and practical side of things. We'll get into her pop, lock, and profit method, how to actually validate your ideas before you build them, and her secrets behind her email marketing campaign, which, in my opinion, is one of the best out there. So make sure that you tune in next week.